Good morning. It's 22nd of March and I'm back at Danes Dyke. It's got a much quieter feel to it tonight, and well, there we go. I've see the crows. Come on, Bob. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the thermal camera on and have a look with that. Okay, come on. And we'll put the thermal on and I'll pick this up in a bit. I'm at the bottom of Danes Dyke now. I've walked through it. It's still very, very early morning, not quite light. And I've seen what I think is a man in the woods. Definitely the shape of a man anyway. And I've come onto the beach now. I'm going to spend an hour. I don't think I'm going to be spending too long. Quite unnerving, to be honest, because obviously people do walk. I'm walking, so all I can say is let's just keep alert. It'll soon be daylight, so I'm going to go along the beach a little bit. Probably put the thermal back on because I think there's some seals and I don't want to stumble upon them and disturb them. There's some more rock sculptures which we'll pick up in daylight and we'll have a look at them because, okay, they're not the Elgin marbles, you know, but somebody's took the time to do these, and they're great, as you can see. And there's one that's fell down there, but I don't suppose anybody's pushed it down. And come on, Bob, it'll give you a headache if that falls on you, mate. So I'm going to move forward. In fact, I'll let this little dog off his lead. In a moment when I can actually stand right. Come here, good boy. Go on. So that's him having a look. Come on, Bob, let's go. Come on. He's happy now. He's actually freed from his shackles. Get going, mate. And we shall go along here. He's waiting for me every step of the way, really, today. There's nothing sinister or untoward about that. It's just I don't know, it's a little bit nervous this morning for some reason, this dog. So see what happens when I stop. See if he stops. Yeah, start. So it just shows he's aware all the time of his surroundings or where I am. And we've got Bridlington there in the distance. I'll pick this up again about half an hour later. So it's starting to lift now, getting a bit lighter. A bit more awkward this morning on the beach walking because we've got all of these rocks to negotiate. That's why I'm looking down. Be easy to stumble, and still keeping a good distance away from the line of the rock face. You know, don't want any accidents, but amazing. And I'll push on. I'm only going to that point there, really, what you can see there, and I do realise it's very dark, so this picture's going to be grainy, but I think throwing a light on it doesn't give you a true picture of what I'm actually seeing, what I'm experiencing, even though you can see very little. But just going to that point because walking down I saw a man in the trees. and that, I won't say unnerved me, but there shouldn't be anybody about. There were no cars in car park. Unusual, and it were big. So when I say a man, we'll analyse that a little bit deeper and with a little bit more of a scrutinisation when I get back. The actual picture quality from this Pulsar camera is not amazing. They're more for spotting the heat signatures of whatever you're wanting to look at, I suppose. And it did its job. But you're not looking at anything in 4K or 6K. We'll just pan around a little bit and we'll come back to this shortly. And I know I usually say this at the end of these films, but if you are watching this, feel free to press the like and subscribe. It'll be there somewhere on your device. It's totally free and it just gives our channel a little bit of support. And it gets me coming out even more with this little fella, the Bobster, who's absolutely having time of his life. And I'm probably all over the place with these rocks, but just look at this. Well, you can't, but you will on way back. So I'll end it there for the moment. The light has entered the world, should we say, and I don't mean in a biblical sense. But here we are. Let's just have a little pan around. Nice and steady. Nice and steady. Bridlington, the entrance to Danes Dyke. Come back, and I don't know if you can even see him. We'll put this light on and we'll just move forward, and don't need the light, by the way. This is more to benefit you guys, as you can see the actual terrain that we're walking along, and as you can appreciate, it's not easy. And there's my little mountain goat, look. Well, quite literally, he's no black sheep. He's, get going mate, go on. But he absolutely loves it. No matter what time of the day I call on this dog, he's ready. Bob, aren't you? You're ready? Yeah, come on. Let's, there's some more rocks that's fell there. You probably can't see them. It's a shelve that's come away, and don't particularly want them to fall, but nevertheless it would be spectacular. The ones I've seen online where people have got them with the mobile phones look absolutely amazing. Just check I've got my car keys. I think if I lost them here I wouldn't be getting them back. Got Wellingtons on, which aren't the best. Walking boots probably would have been better, but you don't know what you're going to encounter and where you're going to go when you're on these cliffs. Now it's interesting that when I saw what I thought was a man in Danes Dyke earlier, in the complete darkness, when I looked down the cliffs, and I don't know if I've got it on thermal, I just got the glow, the heat signature of something. And I've gone all the way down now, and whatever it was is not there now. And believe me, a seal could not have got to the sea without me noticing it. So we'll end it there, and obviously we'll pick it up in a bit. Thank you. Daylight's finally arrived and we're walking back. It's been a bit too rocky and uneven to film without risk of ending up head first on these rocks. But we walked to that point. Bobby, come here. Here. We walked to that point, but we didn't go any further. And I think it's quite safe, but I don't see point. I'll try south landing in the next couple of days. Bobby, here. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's good, lad. Come on, let's stay this way. Good boy. Come on. It's absolutely treacherous on these rocks, and obviously you can't avoid it. To walk through sea, you'd just be walking through rocks that you cannot see, and awkward for him as well. Even with the... Come here, hey, come here. This way, stay with me. Even with 4 feet and a bit more traction. And don't forget, I'm 59 years older than this dog. Not that it matters in dog years, it don't really count, does it? But isn't it weird? So much pleasure from some little dog that absolutely loves being with me and enjoying and soaking up this amazing environment. And as you can see, let's just... There he is. We'll just film him for a moment. Go on, Bob, get going. Go on, Bobby, get going. It's awkward for him because they're a little bit slippy, but there's a bit of a flat shelf here, and look at him. He's starting to pose a bit now, don't you think? We'll follow him. Go on. He's half goat and half dog. Get going. There you go, mate. Good dog. So we're not actually heading home yet. We're going to spend a bit of time in this wood and just see if there's anything else to see, anything else to pick up on. Whilst we watch and we observe. This way, this way. He's got nowhere to open up really, has he, to show you his full potential, his full speed. Because as you know, when you've seen him on previous films, he's quite a, you know, he's quite an athlete when it comes to running. But today, he's showing his rock athlete skills. That wind's got it getting us. Come here, Bob. This way. Here he is, the rock athlete. That's what we'll call him today. Get going, push. And I don't think he'd fare very well pulling a sledge, would he? And look at me, this is absolutely horrible terrain. And we shall pick this up shortly. What's this, Bob? He's got as he realises that the sea is not going to hurt him. He used to run a mile when the waves came lapping towards him. But not now. Come on, get moving. Okay, so if you're enjoying these little trips where I'm taking us from darkness to light in the locations, please feel free to press the like and subscribe. just gives us a little bit more incentive, me and this fella, to come out and do some more. So for now I'll end it, thank you. You know, just a thought here, and obviously nothing that could be replicated, but I might actually in the next few weeks have a run to Hornsey early in the morning or late at night and walk us through where that young beach angler claimed that he saw the figure walking towards him along the beach. And when he stood up, he said this thing totally pixelated into non-existence. And that's what I find more sinister and frightening than the actual thought of seeing something. Do beings, do other entities, intelligences walk amongst us? And what are the implications? It's a frightening thought or concept. And before we close down, and you can see that I'm looking at these rocks because it's absolutely treacherous, you know, when you take your eye off the ball, so to speak. But we'll just have a look at these little towers of rock that somebody's probably spent hours creating, and they look great. And obviously somebody's spent some time here. There's been a fire look on the beach, and what we've got here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stones. So potentially, I can't say there's been 6 people, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've got one that's fallen down there. We've had more than one person sat here, should we put it like that. 6 stones suggest that there's been 6 people sat here. No great mystery. You know, you go to these locations, not everybody's looking for a mystery. They've probably just come down. Think how brilliant it would have been just to sit on the beach and look at this. Absolutely incredible. This is where the seal was the other morning, but obviously he's not going to stay if they're going to light a fire. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. I'll just wait for my friend there. See how long it takes him when I turn away. Oh, he's here. There he is. Me and my shadow. Let's have a little walk up here. We're going to head home now. Still very early, but with the tide being so high, I'm not going to go right round the point. I think it's safe, but you know, the tide doesn't take no prisoners, does it? And it don't wait for no man. So we're just heading up this path. You can see there's nobody about, and these locations take on a totally different persona in the darkness. When I came earlier, this is where I was with the thermal camera, looking down here. And the dark shape that you could see with that tree line there. But when I got onto the beach, I saw the outline, to me, of what looked like a man. And I don't know whether it's going to pick that up. Listen to that though, it just sounds incredible, doesn't it? It makes you glad to be alive. Let's have a look down there. And that is the bottom of Danes Dyke there. And to think that my friend Peter used to live in this dike, obviously not in the bottom, but he had camp here. Come on, Bob. for 13 years, just in a tent. And I've told people he never had a fire, and that's true. No fire. You could go at any time, night or day, there's no fire. How that man survived these hard winters I will never know, but he did. Must have had the kind of resilience on another scale. And let's just get another view of the dike before we close that down. Imagine that after there's been some heavy rain. And it doesn't flow like a torrent, like a roaring river, but it flows, and it does look spectacular. Unfortunately, when it's at its peak, not many people will be here because of the weather conditions, but there's fallen trees all the way across it. And I noticed that they've been cutting back a lot of these trees, probably ash dieback. But yeah, we'll just keep moving along. I expect we'll be heading home shortly. And as with all these shorts, if you like what we're doing, if it interests you, show your support if you can, please, by pressing the like and subscribe. I say it every time, but it's totally free, and it just helps us a little bit with the channel. I'm not going to say I wouldn't come out if nobody did that, because this is me. I've spent all my life doing this, out and about whenever I've had the free time, since our girls were that big, and now they do it with their children, and it's healthy. It's an healthy environment, and it's better than having a tablet stuck in front of your eyes at an early age, and TV soaps and complete rubbish. Bobby, this way, come on. We'll just film him in action. He's going to come down, I would hope, soon, because if he goes the other way, I'm going to be out of breath. Come on, come on. Here he is. There. Yep, there. Hey, stay. Look at that. Hey, stay. He's absolutely on point. And a trained, don't know what you'd call him really. Just a trained. I'm going to put his lead on in a moment. Okay, bye-bye.